Here's what to expect following Biden's executive order on cryptocurrency regulation. President Joe Biden pleasantly surprised the cryptocurrency market by issuing a comprehensive, yet vague, executive order outlining how the government will oversee the burgeoning industry. So, what happens next? The United States Treasury is leading or participating in the majority of the studies, which range in length from 60 to 180 days on average. Now that the lines have been drawn, it remains to be seen how officials in Washington think and how that translates into crypto policy. One report that the agency is tasked with leading concerns the future of payments and money. The issue of a central banking digital currency is one that the administration is expected to investigate thoroughly, CBDC. The most pressing questions concern how a digital dollar will interact with stablecoins and other privately issued digital assets, how these relate to the strategic position of the US dollar in general, and the relationship between digital and fiat assets. According to senior administration officials, CBDCs will be investigated for use as real-time payments, or whether another option may exist. FedNow, the Fed's upcoming real-time payment system, will allow consumers and businesses to send payments instantly beginning in 2023 and could be a potential test case. Officials are considering what needs a CBDC will fill once FedNow is available and real-time payments through that system are more feasible. You could see stablecoins develop more quickly and broadly if there is adequate disclosure, certification of claims, and an audit function, said Chris Giancarlo, former Commodities Futures Exchange Commission chair. One possible future is that retail payments are made through commercially operated stablecoins and wholesale payments are made through the FedNow payment system, said Giancarlo, who is also the co-founder of the Digital Dollar Project, which has investigated the relationship between societal values and CBDCs. As other countries, such as China, promote their own digital currencies, Giancarlo has been advocating for the United States to lead the way in CBDCs. I don't think the United States is a first mover in terms of deploying a CBDC, but we don't want the United States to be a last mover in exploring the technology, Giancarlo told Yahoo Finance. It's like 5G. China is developing a digital yuan not only for domestic use but also for export. He claimed that China will export the basic core CBDC technology to any country that wants to get off the dollar. It will be CBDC in a box provided by the People's Bank of China, he says. If you're Cuba, Ecuador, or Venezuela, it'll be something you import from China. CBDCs are a controversial topic. Another major issue that needs to be addressed, according to officials, is the interoperability of a US CBDC with international counterparts, and how that would be structured. Officials say there are also some private projects or multi-central bank projects looking into CBDC clearing and interoperability. Biden's executive order encourages the executive branch to take the lead on this potential outcome. If the United States pursues a CBDC, officials consider that a US token would interact seamlessly with the global system, given that the US dollar is the premier reserve currency and central to the global financial system. Adoption of US CBDC could fundamentally alter the role of both central and commercial banking, said Lisa Ledbetter, partner in Reed Smith's Financial Industry Group. Weighing all of the factors in the EO is a policy and practical balancing act. Because a US CBDC would have international ramifications, it is critical that the private sector, foreign central banks, and other stakeholders have a seat at the table, said Ledbetter, who has worked for Freddie Mac, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, and the Treasury. However, there is no telling what a digital dollar might look like at the end of the process. The Federal Reserve is also being asked to expand on its research paper on the benefits and drawbacks of a CBDC, reflecting how the President's order placed the highest priority on such an instrument. If the administration determines that a digital dollar is in the best interests of the country, officials will decide whether legislation should be enacted. The Justice Department has been tasked with investigating whether legislation is required to move forwards with a CBDC. Since the Fed is already conducting experiments involving digital currencies and a hypothetical CBDC, I would expect to see the results of that testing make their way into the EO research and next steps, Ledbetter told Yahoo Finance. Risks and solutions. As the crypto industry has grown rapidly, the administration is taking a close look at the risks that cryptocurrencies pose to investors, consumers, and financial stability. The EO charges the Financial Stability Oversight Council, FSOC, which was formed following the 2008 financial crisis to monitor risks to the financial system, with researching what systemic risks digital assets pose to the financial system. The President's Working Group on Financial Markets, PWG, has already charged FSOC with investigating the systemic risks of stablecoins. Administration officials have stated that they will examine crypto as a whole through a lens similar to the PWG's report on stablecoins. This report highlighted the risks of stablecoin runs, the operational stability of the stablecoin issuance model, and the risks associated with power and commercial business consolidation. According to officials, the FSOC could go through a similar exercise to identify risks and solutions. However, an official familiar with the matter told Yahoo Finance that it was unclear whether the FSOC would get too granular about systemic risk, which may be best left to a regulator or legislation. Once the reports are completed, the government will have collaborated across agencies to reach a consensus on whether, in certain cases, it needs to hand off a set of recommendations for Congress to write legislation around, or if agencies will write new rules under their authority.